I'm loud enough. Oh God. Okay, today, as you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to talk about the reason why I came to the Emirates. The reason why I came to Dubai, because I have seen a lot of people are asking me, why did you exactly decide to come to Dubai? And there are people who are asking, they want to come to Dubai, they want to know how to get out of wherever they are, whichever situation they are in, and they want to get themselves outside Africa per se and come to diaspora. So for me, I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of again, this is awkward. I'm using a new camera, forgive me you guys. I might look awkward, overly awkward. I don't know where to look, like, oh God, oh my goodness. Okay, listen Ruby, look here, stop behaving like Osofio in London. Just look here. The gods must be crazy in you. Needs to, you know, look here. Okay, I'm gonna look here. So all right, I'm gonna tell you guys that I came here, I'm from Kenya. For those of you who doesn't know, I came here in the year 2009. Is it? No, 2007. So that's when I came here, and that's been 12 years. Is it 12 years in total? And I came through an agency, and it was an employment agency. And those days, for those of you who come from Kenya, you know View Park Towers. They used to be exactly in 16th floor View Park Towers. If you don't know where View Park Towers is, it is next to Hilton Hotel. So it used to be in 16th floor. And there used to be an employment agency in that 16th floor somewhere, you know. So I heard, it's just by word of mouth, I sort of heard that that they were, wait, yeah, there was an agency there. Is it? I think the agency arranged an interview. Exactly. There were people who are coming from Dubai, and they were basically interviewing people for jobs to do sales. So my situation during those days were a bit off, because if you guys want to check out my testimony video, you can have a look. What is this video? There's a testimony video somewhere in my, I don't know the video title, but I will actually put it in the description box. So my living situation wasn't good. I didn't have a job, I didn't have proper, you know, I was not stable. So I just thought to myself, okay, I heard that people are coming to Dubai, so as in people are coming for an interview. I wasn't even invited in that interview, but to make the long story short, I made it in that interview, and they were looking for sales, people who did sales. And you know, in Kenya, a lot of people usually have very bad understanding about the Emirates or about the Gulf nations, because most of the time the people come here to work as majorly prostitutes, and a lot of people are promised jobs to come out of Kenya, and when they reach here they get put into slavery. So a lot of people usually have that mentality that that's exactly what happens when you get out of Kenya. So the people was telling us, you know, don't go, they are gonna make you a prostitute, you know, they're gonna, you know, do this and that, or they will promise you to give you a certain job, but they will just make you become a prostitute and la la la, you know. And I was just like, come on. Like, anyway, I just, by faith, I just came by that company. It was called Apparel Group. Those days it was a company that was okay, if you don't know what Apparel Group is, it's a group that it's a company that owns many departmental stores in Dubai. And so they have many stores in Dubai, like whether be it Aldo, whether be it Burley, whether be it Spring Shoes, whether be it what else, a lot of, like, majority of department stores in the malls, in the mega malls, they own this. So they were looking for sales associates. So that's how I came. And the first time I came, yeah, they actually paid for our plane ticket, and they promised us accommodation, they promised us a job, they promised us, so it was like I didn't have. The only thing I had to do was to pay an agency, which usually agencies in Kenya take advantage of the poor. They ask for money, but the companies that are hiring through them have already paid them money, so they usually, you have to pay agency fee. So I think I paid less money. I was supposed to pay 40,000, but because I didn't have the money, they allowed me to pay 20,000 Kenya shillings or something like that. So I was to pay them back that money, which I even forgot after I came here. I was like, okay, so it's almost like they just let me come because they had been paid anyway, but they still wanted to rip people off. But a lot of people paid, so we came through that. They gave us where I came here. The reason I came here, why I decided to actually come here, was because my situation back home was not good because of lack of job opportunities. So I just didn't want to stay home any longer, because otherwise I wasn't gonna be able to survive, because lack of money and and basically just like no opportunity. There's I tried looking for jobs everywhere, odd jobs, and I was working odd jobs. I did a couple of gigs here and there with certain what is it called, like promotion companies, but that was just not even enough to sustain you, because it was not a constant income. So I just decided, when I heard that people were coming on here, I was just like, I have to go. I don't care what that job is, so long as I get out of Kenya. And I remember a friend of mine, she was in the university, and she was a very bright, very smart girl, and her parents were quite well off, and she was in the university obviously, and she had the same opportunity, and she was like, I'm just not going through with the university. Let me just, like, first of all, go listen to what this is all about. People are coming to Dubai. These people from Dubai have job opportunities, and I think they advertised this job opportunity in the magazine, in the newspaper or something like that. So it was sort of a walk-in interview, but then they were using this company, this agency to announce it. So I think this agency organized the whole thing, the one that was in the View Park Towers. So this girl, she was like, when you hear an opportunity that something you're gonna get out of Kenya, go straight away. There's a lot of people, she was telling me that there's a lot of people who are in her class who graduated, but still they don't have jobs. So that's the reason why she decided that she was just gonna come and see what happens. If it's so bad, she's just gonna have to go back, because anyway, she wasn't paying her plane ticket herself, so there was nothing to lose. If it wasn't working, she didn't have to go through. She didn't have to, because she was still in probation period, so she can always quit and whatever not. So anyway, we came, and this girl also actually came, and I remember she was telling me that her parents, like, sort of almost disowned her. They were so upset because they had paid so much money in the school, and they wanted her to study whatever, but she quit and she came to Dubai, but now obviously her life has really changed for the better, because right now she has a job with a great company. She's been studying online, and she's graduated. She went to graduate in London, and again she's still doing masters, and she's graduating soon, and she's got a job with a good firm, a government company. She's holding a very good post in her company because she's in managerial position, so she's really like doing well. So her parents sort of understood, and even now they are understanding her, even though right now a lot of people, I'm looking at the monitor to see how many minutes I've recorded. A lot of her friends, as I said earlier, are still sort of struggling. So anyway, that's the reason why I came here. So when that company advertised, we sort of went for the interview, and there were a lot of people who went for that interview, and they just wanted to look at your people skills and like, they just wanted to see your customer care skills, like if you had any. And obviously I had worked as a waitress in as usher, waitress, whatever. So I sort of knew, like I wanted to be, I had a persona whereby I was sort of being hospitable. So that's what they wanted to see, how you can be hospitable, calm, warm, and approachable, and you know, all these things that when it comes to customer care, you guys know. So anyway, they did an interview, and I was among the people that they selected for, I don't know why, but they did selected me. I sort of convinced them that I'm good for the job. So when we came here, at first we boarded Qatar, I said earlier, and when we came here, we were like sort of, oh God, let me remember exactly how it was. We were picked up from the airport, and remember, all of us were so freaked out. We were thinking they were bringing us into some sort of freaky slavery, whatever. But we came, and we were doing our paperwork, we were doing our medicals, and they were each and every day they were picking us up, dropping us, and we were living in a very, very big villa. And in this villa had all their female employees. So we were living with sort of Filipinos, we had Arabs, from Moroccan girls, and also we had some Indians as well. So we were lots of us in this villa, and we were just like girls in this villa, because they were separately boys and girls. And this villa was a very nice villa. But remember that they were not paying it for us. Like, it was part of our salary was going towards this villa, because they don't provide accommodation. But they told us in our contract that accommodation is gonna be accommodation, transportation, and medical. It's gonna be provided. But it wasn't there. So when we came, we were sort of just like, because we were very naive, we didn't know, we were like calculating this money, converting it into Kenya shillings, and we was feeling like it's good money, because it was like 40,000. You were like, oh, I'm getting 40,000 a month, like, oh my God. Like, if you calculate 40,000 Kenya shillings with whichever currency you have, you will know. But it was very small, you know. So we were very naive. Basically, it was our first time getting out of Kenya, so we were here. And then when I realized they took away our passports, so we didn't have our passports with us, they sort of went and kept them with our HR. So that means that even if you had gotten an opportunity somewhere else, or even if you had a plan of running away, you can't, because they have all your travel documents. So that's just the way that they wanted to keep their workers grounded, and stay, keep your contract, finish your contract, and decide if you want to go back or not. And the contract was a 2 years contract, which you had to work for. You had 6 months probation, and then you had 2 years full contract. That is the only time you were supposed to go home. And I remember during when I came here, and then my dad passed away when I had just arrived. So they told me, and you cannot go back because your contract is you just arrived. So forget it. I asked them, but it was just like, long story, you can't go back, because they don't want to waste that money, and I don't know why they didn't allow me, but they just didn't allow me. So it felt like slavery somehow, because they took your passport. Your job was like, they were picking me up, they were dropping us at a certain time, like you just come from the villa to work, and we were living around Satwa. A lot of people know how a lot of work, cheap laborers live around Satwa. So we were lots of girls in one room, and they were just like piled us in a room, and 12 girls in one room. We are sharing common areas, we are sharing toilets, but then we didn't even have a TV, because the Arab girls hijacked TV. We thought we were strong. Wait until you meet Moroccan girls. They were stronger than us. They hijacked the whole, they had their own area, mafia area, and their TV was theirs. The villa provided TV, but we were not even allowed to watch those TVs. So we just like left it to them. And a lot of girls also came, and they were so overwhelmed, and they I don't want to get out of track. Yeah, but then, I'm just saying that a lot of girls that we came with some of them just looked at the job, and they were like, excuse me, I don't even have my own bed, my own room. I'm living with 12 to to 16 girls in a room, and a lot of them were so upset. They were so disappointed with the jobs themselves because we were given different, we were working in different shops, and most of them were like, you know how people disrespect, like people don't respect the, you know, promotion jobs where people are standing in the supermarket and selling stuff. Like that is basically what we were doing in Dubai. And a lot of Kenyans, of course, a lot of people despise such jobs, you know, they don't want to do this job because it's just hectic. You're just standing there basically doing nothing, like just standing there the whole day. That's a difficult job. So even me, I was poor back home. I wasn't earning good money, but I just didn't want to do that job when I was in Kenya. So when I was in Dubai, that was the job I was supposed to do in Dubai. I was like, this is a fail, you know. I thought we were going to have our own apartments, we are going to live big and, you know, have this and that. No, that was not the case. But anyway, when we sort of just adjusted, you know, even though the money was so little, because after you have, you know, the economy here is really high, you know, everything is quite expensive compared to back home. Even and back then there were no taxes, but now there were taxes, but they were indirect taxes. But even if you had to go somewhere, taxi fare is just so high, and you're just left with nothing to even send back home, you know. And it was not a good situation when I first came here. But afterwards, obviously, everyone, a lot of people wanted to find jobs with airline or other bigger companies, governmental companies. So I used to hear a lot of people always, amongst us, people were always looking for jobs, and people were like really busy. Sometimes everybody, if someone hears that there's a job opportunity somewhere or a walk-in somewhere, people used to just go like, you know, like secretly. Like people used to be very secretive. They were on their own, you know, in there, you know, they didn't want to get people too much into their space, because obviously they didn't want people to like snoop on them or tell the company or get in trouble or not. So everyone was just like trying to maneuver themselves, and a lot of people ended up leaving because they find other opportunities with government companies. So that is what happens when people come here. They come with cheap labor. I'm looking at there's this YouTuber. She's from Nigeria, but she lives in Canada. Her name is Abby and Family. Just like sort of watch her random videos. I feel like she's so authentic, you know. She's just like really authentic. Like she don't care. She don't have bra, but she's just in her house with a video camera filming, and she just don't care. She's just herself. And I feel like, honestly, she's so much herself. At first, when I was watching her, I was just like, oh my God, how is she? Like the way she is. But then after some time, I kind of got to, I just watch her because I really like, I like her family life. I like the way she loves her children, her stepchildren. Like just go and have a look at Abby and Family. Like, I don't know her, but I just enjoy watching her. She's running on TV. That's why I'm telling you guys. So anyway, and then I was just like, after some time, I came from Dubai. I was in Abu Dhabi for like probably in Dubai for 1 year, and then I was posted to come and work here in Abu Dhabi. And I remember when I was in being driven here, I was so sad because I didn't like the idea of coming back to Abu Dhabi, because I felt like Dubai was the it city, a big city and all that. And then now I was being brought to a rural Abu Dhabi, small. I was like so upset. But then afterwards, people were telling me, oh, you have an opportunity in Abu Dhabi. You can always, in your off day, you can always apply for this airline. You can apply for Emirates. You can apply for airline. And people were just like encouraging me and telling me, giving me ideas. I didn't even have an idea what working in the airline is when I came from Kenya. That was not even in my mind. The first time I saw aeroplane was when I was in Qatar Airways. And then when I first saw stewardesses in Qatar Airways, I was like, you mean there are girls who work like this and who have this type of uniform and who look this pretty in their field of work? That is just how I was so naive. But then when I came here, what I realized also is finding a place to live is so difficult, because a lot of people live in bed spaces, and mostly the landlords like to keep Indians together, Filipinos together, Ethiopians together, Kenyans rarely, people don't even, and they usually advertise in this, they don't even, they usually they just want to Filipinos and Indians. They put in their advertisement, no Africans allowed. And I'm like, where am I supposed to live? So it was so difficult to find a place to live. I remember that was one thing that I really hated, because every time a contract finishes, the owner of the house sells away their contract, and they're like, you have to move out. Move out to where? I'm supposed to be going to work in the morning. I don't have a place to live. So it used to be such a hardship. I remember there was a time this girl, I almost became homeless, and there was this girl who was working in an airline that I work for right now, and I called her. I remember she became my friend when she came to the shop where I was working, and she was like, oh, I'm also from Kenya, I work in this place, and then we became friends. And then when I was kicked out because the house contract had finished and I didn't have a place to go, I called her, and then she was like telling me, oh, right now, but then she arranged for me with her friend, for me to live with her friend for a couple of days. And I just hated that, living with people, like being a burden to people, being in other people's spaces. I just really hated that. I just wanted to get out so bad, carrying my things and going to live with somebody. And I was just like, oh no, I don't want to do this, but I had to, because I didn't have any place to go. Then that girl was gracious enough to allow me to live with her for a couple of days. I think it was weeks, so I don't know exactly when was that. And if she's watching, I appreciate it. We are not really friends or close or anyway, we don't even call each other right now, but she was such a helpful hand to me, and I know she knows herself. And then I was just like, after that, finding a place. That is a drama for another video. Anyway, I ended up finding a nice place, because now I ended up living with hospital staff in one of their accommodations, and that is where I was sort of applying jobs after jobs after jobs after jobs, because I really wanted to get out of the one I was working, my previous job, the one that took my passport away. And so I just applied until I got it. So yeah, so that's just how I came here. So a lot of you might be asking me, how do I come here? Where do I start? What do I do? A lot of people ask me, how do I apply for Emirates Airline? How do I do this? Oh God, oh my God. You guys, in most cases, agencies usually bring people here, or you come yourself with a visit visa. And then you drop your CV, you look out for the walk-ins through the newspaper, through word of mouth, and then but that's gonna be so expensive. You have to pay your plane ticket, you have to pay your accommodation and food, and there is no guarantee that you're gonna come and find a job. So usually people opt for agencies, So there is one agency, it's called Harper's Management, and it's somewhere in Nakumbat, opposite Nakumbat, Ngong Road, in a building called Natu Court, I think. It's in Nakumat Ngong Road, and this girl is called Lillian, and the agency is called Harper's Management. Those people have managed until today to bring a lot of people to London, Qatar, Dubai, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, with different jobs, mostly hotel jobs, maid jobs, watchman jobs, airline jobs. They really bring people here. So I would recommend for you to just go through that, because for me, a lot of people are asking me to help them, and they are thinking I'm ignoring them or whatnot. I'm not ignoring anybody in any way or manner, because there's only two ways to come here. You either come through an agency back home in Kenya, but I know the one I came with, but I don't know if they are closed by now. I already told you where they are, in View Park Towers next to Hilton Hotel, 16th floor. And then the Harper's Management. Those are the two agencies that I know that really, Harper's Management is still functioning even now, even as we speak. So that is the two agencies. So again, coming here, that is the only time you can apply for these random jobs. And people usually think that they can come from Africa, from Kenya, and just get the airline job straight away. No, you need to have experience working in the Middle East first. In most cases, if they hire you through Kenya, well and good. but it's very rare because usually the competition is so high. But if you come here and then you are hired through here, then you obviously have to work maybe for a less pay, like just being a hotelier or something else, or even being in sales, for you to just gain a little bit of experience and become more confident and know your way around here before you actually know which company you have to apply. So that's how people come here. And then people don't usually come here and land themselves big jobs with great benefits. No, they first start with nothing, you know. And I'm just saying that everything is possible. If you want to come, you can do that. You can find options on how to come, but then again, you just need to find good agency. That's all. And you guys, I feel so exhausted. My throat is actually, I'm losing my throat because I don't know, I feel I have a little bit of flu and allergy. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope this video shed a little bit of light into this topic. So please don't ask me why I opted to come to the Emirates amongst all the countries in the world. Like, a lot of people have so much opinions regarding the Emirates, but you have never lived there to know how they treat people or how they are with people, with workers in general. Don't confuse Emirates with Saudi Arabia. Do not.